Broads Media.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. It's a football Friday that I'm actually recording at 11:50 p.m. Thursday night after a nice win by the Lions in Lambeau Field. All right, Jared Goff and Dan, I'm going to bite your kneecaps Campbell are on a roll at the top of the NFC North. What a world we live in. What a world we live in that this team is about to hit the quarter mark of the season. Well, they added that extra game, so it makes it a little weird now. But you know that the fourth game of the year, when it's all said and done, you got a shot to be undefeated still. You're doing something right. And I think it's hysterical because I see so many different outlets out there trying to figure out what Jalen Hurts is instead of just recognizing that every year we have a shot because of the way that he carries himself. It drives people like Jason Kelce to staying on the field. Jason Kelce could have hung him up 3-4 years ago. And if you watch the documentary, you see what it's like for him and his family. He is super close to the end. But not only is it the fact that he wants that adrenaline rush and there's nothing else that he feels can give him that same energy as running out of the link. And as a man who is retired at the sports world, okay, I can agree and see that there is nothing that replicates that feeling when you step on the ice and there's people in the crowd, you're on the road. There's just something about it. But when you think of this, Jalen Hurts and his ability to inspire, we need to recognize that the style points, how it looks early, it's irrelevant. What he does is he carries a locker room of men, and they all follow suit. Someone as lethal as Jason Kelce and someone with the respected career that he has looks at Jalen Hurts with a sense of urgency, knowing there's something different in this cat. I need to continue my career because he's going to do special things, and I'm here to give him 100% and block for him and be there for him and definitely set the tone here for one of the greatest offensive lines to ever exist. I mean, that's just what it is, but I don't think it's ironic here that you're seeing it play out while Jalen Hurts is taking snaps and the run game is as lethal as it is because Jalen Hurts is a magician with his legs as well. There's so many factors here. We can't get beat in the passing game. Okay, well, the alternative is to get beat on the ground. All right, this is getting overwhelming. This is 170-plus yards for DeAndre Swift. This is 130-plus yards for DeAndre Swift. We can't do this, so we need to change it up. What's that? We can't change it up because then they will air it out and then hit 50-yard bombs with A.J. Brown. Oh, you mean Devontae Smith is wide open? Wait, they have two of those guys? That's why it cracks me up that there's a bunch of dopes who don't like the idea of the tush push. And I'm looking at you, Del Rio down in Washington. Those stupid Commanders, I can't stand them. Look, it's a football Friday, and I could barely even talk to you about the X and O, the strategy. The Eagles are going to kick their ass because they're significantly better, hear me out, on the defensive line, and significantly better, hear me out, on the offensive line. And they do have some nice names that can put their hand in the dirt and attack the quarterback. They do have some weapons on the defensive line. You're going to face a Lane Johnson, though. You're going to face a Landon Dickerson, though. And that is some good news. On the practice report on Thursday, you did have Dickerson practice in full. So Fletch was limited, Cam Jurgens was limited. Quez Watkins, that's a good sign in a positive direction for Quez because he was dealing with that hamstring. At least he was limited this time around. And Fletch, he's banged up. Welcome to being in year 5,000, Fletcher Cox. He'll be there. Trust me, when it's time to kick off, Fletch has his jersey on and he's ready to go mug anybody who's sitting in front of his face. Who's their quarterback again? Howell? How many touchdowns did he have last year? Fuck, I ruined the joke. Fuck, that would have been such a good joke. What's that quarterback's name? How many interceptions did he throw last week? Damn, man. You know what? The power of a podcast is you can go sneak back into the editing software and clip something out, but I won't. All right, I'm a man of the people. I give it to you the way that you deserve it, and you deserve it this way. It's disappointing, though, okay? It's very frustrating, but I guess that's what happens when you try and record at midnight. Thursday night, midnight, I say to myself, Broach, don't be an idiot. Go to bed early. Wake up, go get a pumpkin cream cold brew, record around 7 a.m., put it into the YouTube feeds for everybody at what? I don't know, maybe 8:30 a.m., publish. You'll be okay. Nah. I watched the end of AEW that I DVR'd from Wednesday night after the football game was over because I only had about maybe 30 minutes, and that's including commercials. Bang, finish that off. What else am I supposed to do? I'm not ready for bed. I bet you things change when there's a baby upstairs that I have to try and get through the night with. We're getting close, boys. We're getting close. Mid-December. There's a lot of baby shower gifts thrown in the front door. I'm going to have to build a crib. I don't do well with the instructions. I hate that. Okay, put A in the B, B in the C, D, and E, but don't forget the screws that go into F and then L, but L connects to 7. No, I don't do it. What I do, though, is I utilize my bookie every night to make some dough, and I'm going to need it because diapers are not cheap. As a bettor, you demand perfection, and my bookie delivers. NFL, college football, and fellas, listen to me right now. You are going to want to bet baseball this Tuesday in South Philadelphia. Join the MyBookie family for an entire season. They have daily odds boosts that will blow your mind, same game parlays, and super contest. This season, MyBookie has a no-strings-attached cash bonus that lets you deposit and withdraw quickly. Use promo code BROADS on a deposit of $50 or more, and you can receive up to $200 in cash instantly to your MyBookie account. So bet your deposit amount once and you're ready to withdraw at any time. Again, that's promo code BROADS to claim your cash deposit bonus. You can bet anything, anytime, anywhere. Only on MyBookie. The information is down below in the description. And if you're new to the channel as well, make sure you hit the subscribe button and you can follow on all podcasting platforms too. Apple Pod, Spotify, 5-star ratings go a long way. I appreciate you guys so much. But the tush push thing. I got sidetracked a little bit, and the tush push has been a hot topic for sure. There's a lot of different layers to this. The Commanders coach not loving it, complaining. Why are we mad that the Eagles perfected something? Not every team can run it to this success level. Why? Because they're not as good. Let me get this straight. If you have a phenomenal kicker, I don't know, let's look at Tucker in Baltimore. He's a cheat code. He's basically automatic. Is that unfair? Because there's no way to stop that. You can hit 60-plus yarders. You can go into a half-up three because, bang, he pops one from distance. That's unfair. You can't stop that. Do you have to get rid of it? Absolutely not. It's a football play. Jalen Hurts can squat 1 billion pounds. That's the luxury and a skill set that you have in your quarterback. They can use that to their advantage. They have one of the best offensive line coaches in the world. You don't think that there's a correlation with that and the success rate? Absolutely. That's an advantage that you get over every other team when you're Jeff Stoutland. Okay? When you go to Jeff Stoutland University. So Jeff Stoutland is on the Eagles, therefore Eagles get the nod. Now we have to start changing things. Get the hell out of here. Don't allow the Eagles to be in third and fourth downs with 1 to go. 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Stop them earlier. Get them into down and distance. Oh, you can't because there's a lot of time for pass blocking, keeping the drive going if you're Hurts. Keeping the play going, standing in the pocket nicely to hit Zacchaeus twice. Now, I want to play the Chris Sims audio that we all saw, but since I organically mentioned the name Zacchaeus, I don't know if you care about this or not. It's a little analytical from Berman, Zach Berman, in his piece, mentioned Zacchaeus. And I'll read you it because I find it fascinating, and it tells you something about his role or Quez Watkins' role. Pretty much any wide receiver that's not named Devontae Smith or A.J. Brown. It says here, even though Zacchaeus spends his time in the slot, his average depth of target shows that he could be a threat down the field. His ADOT, which is the average depth of target, was 11.5 yards last season with 9 catches of 20-plus yards. And his ADOT was 13.8 in each of his first 2 seasons before dropping to 9 yards in 2021. On Monday, his ADOT was 19 yards. So take that for what it is. If I just sound like an absolute nerd and you didn't digest any of that, it's very possible. It flowed a little bit better when I wasn't reading it out loud to people and I was scrolling the article and actually absorbing the info myself. So if that was stupid, God bless you, tell a friend. All right, if there's one thing you do today, hit up the boys group chat and say, hey, bros wanted me to tell you that Zacchaeus' ADOT is 19 after that game 3. And game 3, his ADOT was 19 and 11.5 and 13 point something was his other ADOTs in previous years. You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, let's rip apart Chris Sims. And I'll pretty much, at the end of the day, if you listen to any of the media here in Philadelphia, I'll basically be repeating how mad everybody else is that Chris Sims has something personal against Jalen Hurts. And it could be as simple as he left Jalen Hurts off his quarterback list and then boom, we saw an MVP caliber quarterback. He had to eat his own shit. He didn't like eating his own shit. He became a punching bag in this city, and when we get on your back, we're on it for a long time, and good luck basically for the rest of your life. But in what world do you actually have the audacity to want to hurt someone in today's era of football? Back in the day, yeah, you know what? We did make certain sayings like, you go kill him, and you were so hungry every play. All you thought about was absolutely taking the head off of the opponent, and who cares if they get injured? We're in a different world now, dude. We see CTE. We're witnessing it right now on Twitter, on social media. Now Antonio Brown is in the mix again because when it comes to CTE, it's very sad, very, very sad to see. But he's throwing his name into it. It's getting awful. It's horrible. We know this. So for a previous quarterback, and nowhere even close to the talent level that Jalen Hurts is, but for Chris Sims, someone who played the position and knows how intense it is, and you're a brotherhood in this league. You're rare air, okay? The fact that you get to take snaps in the National Football League and be a quarterback, you can't take that for granted. And to basically admit that you're rooting for another team, or you would go about it in a way where you remove him from the situation and take that away from him, that's disturbing. It's horrible. So here's the audio of Chris Sims. He's a loser. He's a jerk-off. He's an abomination, a terrible human being, quite frankly, that's holding a grudge on a quarterback for his own personal mistakes and opinions. I'm saying Chris's mistakes and his opinions and how they were wrong. Jalen's not the problem. You have to look inside, my friend. There's something wrong going on in your intestines. Here's the audio.
But they know. And then, you know, the other thing that's going to stop it is, and which is like, if I was a defensive coach, I'd be going with go ahead hunting on the quarterback here. Go ahead. Let him have it. Dive over, go crazy, try to kill the quarterback. That's what I would do.
Okay.
I don't mean it like that. Yeah.
I didn't say that.
No, I did, but
I didn't say that, first of all.
But here,
second of all, that's not what Chris means.
Yeah, I don't mean kill, but I mean just make them pay, make them think twice about doing it. But the other aspect that is like, yeah, there's some teams.
Give him CTE. Take a shot at his head, make him feel it, make him hurt, make him stay down, attack him. Okay, what a douche. What an absolute douchebag. Nobody in the world should be rooting for that to happen. And that's what he's saying. I don't like it in this game. I don't think it should be allowed. So to take it out of this game, if they won't, we'll just get the quarterback out instead. Joke and embarrassment. Quite frankly, if I'm his network, we're having a serious convo. Dude, you got to remove whatever this is because it's going to get you in some trouble. Try and take deep breaths and go see a damn therapist because you need one. You know what? If you don't get one, I'm taking a year of your pay and sliding it into Broads' bank account. What's wrong with that? God, I hate looking at his face. I do. Such a horrible person. I can't believe it. Your co-host is basically trying to get you off the hook after removing himself from the equation. I didn't say that's the first thing Flair says. I didn't say that, but that's not what he means. And he goes, well, kind of, yeah. Maybe not the word kill. He almost went back and doubled up. Double down. Double down. Burping. Hiccuping. I don't know how much longer I can do this. All right. Why not run a call or something? We'll run a call. Got a couple calls throughout the week about the Birds. Some of it reacting to the 3-0 win, to go 3-0. Some of it looking ahead to the Commanders. Did I even mention the Commanders? They're playing the Commanders. Whatever. They will destroy the Commanders. Not worried about it for a second. Well, Jonathan Gannon and his crew had a tough time stopping the run. And the last time these teams met and the Commanders won, I'm saying the time they did win, last year there were 2 times, but the last time when the Commanders beat the Philadelphia Eagles, for them to slip, they ran the ball and sustained some drives. 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. Yeah, but the difference is Jonathan Gannon sucks. Sean Desai, I like a lot more. I have more faith in Sean Desai trying to stop the nosebleed instead of watching the nosebleed for hours and then watching it more and watch it more until you lose all of your blood and then you're dead. That's what he would do to our defense, and we'd have to sit through it for hours. It's very sickening. I apologize on behalf of him. I'm apologizing to the Philadelphia fan base. See what we do here? It's bigger than just talking sports. Let's go to Sean.
Well, I'm going to assume the Chris Sims tush-push controversy is going to win your poll, so I'll give my thoughts on this. Number one, and this is the biggest question I have, why does anybody give a shit what Chris Sims says? My memory of Chris Sims was him almost dying at Raymond James Stadium from rupturing his spleen in a playoff game. That's my memory of Chris Sims. The guy sucked as a player, not nearly as good as his father was. Number two, I mean, and this was raised on other people's channels, it's legitimate. If the play is that easy, why isn't everybody else running it? I mean, if this was the Dallas Cowboys or the New England Patriots doing this same play, there wouldn't nearly be an uproar about it. And third and final, if I'm the Eagles and they ban it, I've proposed this idea, and I just say screw it. I'm lining Jordan Mailata up at fullback. I'm giving him the ball a la old school rugby in Australia, and I'm having him maim and pillage the opponent and run him over like a bulldozer. And when defensive backs and linebackers get tired of him beating on them, they'll be begging for the tush push or the Philly shove or brotherly shove or whatever to come back.
All excellent points, Sean. There's a few I want to tackle there. Jordan Mailata as the running back. Hey, listen, I don't give a damn what you do with him. It's funny, Mike Gill of 97.3, we used to go back and forth about what would the smartest thing to be if you can reset, just for fun, stupid little barroom conversation thing, not real. But if you could go back and look at Jordan Mailata as a prospect and put him in any other position except offensive line, what would you do? And I thought running back would be amazing. He brought up defensive line, and maybe you can get super creative creative with that. And I don't know, on the edge of the interior, however you mold a Jordan Mailata, he'd probably be one of the best in the league at whatever position you put him at. It's not easy to do. Teams have tried it and they have failed. We have the personnel, the talent, and the execution, and the coaching. They put this into their head and drilled it there. They practice it. They perfect it. You hear other quarterbacks around the league when giving their opinion on it. They're aware. They know it's not simple. And they give the respect that is deserved to the team for excelling at it as great as they do. Force it to be 3rd and 4 instead of 3rd and 1. Defense, play better. Perform more. And to your first point you brought up, Sean, this guy has a history, Chris Sims, of awful, horrendous injuries. There's one in particular we all know. Horrible. Why would you put anyone else through something like that? Their version of it. Won't be the same exact, but take him out? I'm sure you were devastated, crushed. Your family was hurt. Your teammates, all of it. I know, make jokes about how good he was. He wasn't good. I know he wasn't good. He was not good. He was not good. I'm just saying in regards to that, someone would be like, well, who cares anyway? Their coach and teammates are probably happy. I thought maybe that's what someone might have been thinking while I was spewing out that scenario. But whatever it is for somebody else, their version of adversity and going over a hump due to a physical thing that occurs on the football field, you're sick in the head. You're sick. Maybe I found out why. Maybe that's it right there. Maybe it's nothing personal with Jalen Hurts because his opinion was wrong about how he performs. Maybe it's he hated that he went through something so tragic, so he expects others to deal with that too. I don't know. I don't know. Horrible human being, though. That I do know.
Hey, what's going on, bros? This is Al from North Philly. I got a question for you. Swift is killing him. 4th down. Why the fuck did they bring Gainwell in the game? What the fuck was that about? This man is averaging fucking 7 yards a carry, and you're going to bring this man off the bench. He can't get a yard and a half. That's just stupid. Don't pass the ball around. Go with who's productive. That's all there's to it. 1.
I see it the same exact way. I don't know why you're flirting around with any other running back. Now, one of my Instagram reels that went up on Broads Media, I was expressing how it's stupid for Gainwell to have 14 carries and DeAndre Swift to have 16. There is a monster leap in talent between those two right now. Let's feed the rock to the best running back in the league right now. 170-plus yards, 130-plus yards. There's something ridiculous in that. Let's not be stupid on 4th or in the 4th running with Gainwell. And I know they had a great drive, 9 minutes, 20-plus second drive, which is phenomenal. DeAndre Swift is a monster, and he's on a different planet currently. Let it ride. And I'm not afraid of, well, what if he gets hurt? It's week 3. You can't baby him. Give him the rock. Give him the rock. He's the guy. So anyway, one of my Instagram reels, I look at the notifications after the day was over, and it all flows in at once when I refresh it, and I see DeAndre Swift's dad post it to his story. Look at that. I got Pops on our side here. Even Pops is feeling the same way as us. I see you, Pops. And did you see the pictures and videos they were putting up of him training and his fitness stuff? Jesus Christ. Should I put myself through one of his boot camps and see if I can make it? If they win the Super Bowl, I'll try it. All right? When they win the Super Bowl. They're winning the Super Bowl. I'm not afraid. Their offensive and defensive line cook. As I was looking through the practice report, I'm very confident in this football team, by the way. And eventually they will lose a game. It won't be forever of undefeated. And it happens when you least expect it. That is the truth. Maybe you play down to your opponent. You think you'll walk all over the Cardinals. You end up not walking all over the Cardinals. Not that I'm referencing any team in particular. But who did not participate in Thursday's practice, and we should keep our eyes on that on Friday. Sidney Brown with the hamstring, Justin Evans with the neck, and Devontae had said an illness. I do expect Devontae to be out there on Sunday, 1 o'clock, and that's why I love and prefer my football is Sunday at 1 o'clock. It sucks we don't get enough of that. But it's what happens when you're good, though. All the teams want to watch you. You're always nationally televised. Give me 1 o'clock. CBS, 1 o'clock, whatever. Fox, 1 o'clock, whatever. I like that early afternoon. It's my preferred time. I don't really care about who's in the secondary right now. When your front gets this, doesn't matter. You can beat the Commanders. You should beat the Commanders. Doesn't matter who's out there. It sucks, but can Edmonds and Blankenship be good enough? I think so. If one of them go down, maybe there's more questions. Not maybe. There are more questions. But you should beat the Commanders with Edmonds and Reed Blankenship. And Josh Jobe, Ringo, Ricks, Bradbury, whatever the combination is. Howe stinks. Stinks. So I'm not worried about it. They're going through it right now, though. And they're winning football games while that's the case. Let's not lose sight of that.
This is a great win for me to watch after being out of the country for 2 weeks. So first Eagles game to watch, and what a great victory.
Yeah.
2 takeaways. I love that play by Smith in the third quarter where I thought he was getting tackled. And he just bulldozed over the Buccaneers defender and just kept trucking for almost a first down. After that, I'm like, we got this. And then just watch us methodically just drain the life force out of the Buccaneers offense or defensive line with our run game. This is Eagles football, and I'm just can't wait for them every week to get better. And I think the points will start coming. Go Eagles.
I do too. The trenches wear you down. There was a time in that game where the other team recognized we're screwed. We're getting blasted every play off the line. And when that happens, drive after drive, minute by minute by minute, you look at the clock and ask, can this move faster, please? This is a long night on both sides. Pushed back, on your heels, driven backwards. It's ridiculous. There's good offensive line play, and then there's this. There's good defensive line play, and then there's this. The edge rushers haven't even started yet. I hope Reddick feels better now that his hand is more freed up. It took him a few weeks last year to finally record something on the stat sheet, get the sack and all. Maybe it's the same here. He was absurd last year. I don't know if that is what you get every single year out of Hassan Reddick. He'll start to come around, though, for sure. Wait for it. There's good, and then there's the Philadelphia Eagles. Embrace it. Enjoy it. It's not the sexiest. It's the grit. But that's why they dominate. Because they do all of those things well. And this quarterback, I've came to conclusion here. Watching the way he leads, seeing the way he carries himself, how he speaks at the podium, how he connects with his locker room. A lot of the Carson Wentz haters early who got out of the vehicle on Carson Wentz and made the shift to Jalen Hurts before everybody else because they were sick of Carson. What would they sell you on? They'd say he's a winner. He's a gamer. Right? It's the truth. Style points, whatever it is, I don't know. It's not a touchable. There's something about the energy of Jalen Hurts when he walks in that room and everyone focuses on him and he carries the team with his motivation. It's crazy for him at his age to be so polished and poised, but he has the gift. He's a gamer. He's a winner. His team just wins. It's not random. There's a reason behind it. So he does it. He finds ways, and I enjoy it. That's all. That's what I'm stressing here is I came to conclusion it's not about how it looks with Jalen Hurts. He gets it done. And that might be the storyline of his career. He's got to make great throws, and he does make great throws. I think a lot of his great throws this year, unfortunately, have been called back. Wait until that evens out. Wait until the touchdowns start to flow with A.J. Brown, and that connection sweetens up. Because it will. They're too good. If the run game is how it excels, this level of run game can win you a championship. In this era of football, this offensive line play, quarterback play, running back play can win you a championship. It'll be a muck fest. You'll be mucking in the dirt, mucking with your knuckles in the ground. It can win, though. And the offense will stride. That's if it stays like this, and it's not going to stay like this. I promise you it will improve week by week under Brian Johnson and Hurts. All right, we're wrapping up this Football Friday. I love you guys to death. You're great. I love you. I love you. I love you. I appreciate you. We will be talking very, very soon. Go Birds, Sunday, 1 o'clock, the way it was supposed to be.